I'm Carrie.
I'm Shyra.
And we are, as you can see, well, if you can't see, you're listening to the podcast, we are together in Shyra's backyard, enjoying the beautiful outdoors this weekend, the beautiful sunshine, the lovely weather that's not too hot, not too cold. It's a little warm. We're a little, I won't say the M word.
We're in Texas.
Yes. But today we wanted to talk to you a little bit about the importance of grounding, which is why we thought we would take advantage of being outside in the beautiful weather today.
And my dog wants to say hi. He is jumping on the window, so if you hear that, apologies.
So first and foremost, a little bit about grounding. First is using certain methods or techniques called grounding to bring your focus back to center, back to the now moment. And why is this a valid thing, first of all? So some of you may be aware. If not, we'll make you aware. But we are constantly vibrating at every level of our being. So vibrations are occurring at the cellular level down to the atoms and the molecular structure of our cells within our body. So all of those are vibrating. And then even solid objects, they are also vibrating, although we can't see that. We can't interpret that because to us they are in a solid state. However, their molecular structures are vibrating down to the very tiniest atoms. And this goes all the way from the macro, the micro, the tiny cells, all the way to the macro, which is the universal structures. So looking at the different planets and stars, they're all having or holding a vibration as well.
Which is why everyone tends to bring up that we are vibrational beings, but it's not just us as humans that are vibrational beings. It's everything that we see or have the appearance of physical is vibrating, and it's vibrating at such a rate that it appears solid. Which is super fascinating.
Yeah, and so all those like woo terms or hippie terms of, oh man, can't you feel that vibe? Like that, we're showing that that's a real thing. That's really impacting us. And if you're watching us, the wind is impacting and vibrating the camera a little bit. So just take that as the element of air saying hello,
right?
For all you air signs.
Don't worry. Waving on by.
We've got earth behind us, so you earth signs. We got the pool behind us, so you water signs, fire signs. You're shining bright in that sun right now. So yeah. Thank you all for being a part of this. So one thing to note is that the actual frequency in which most humans tend to vibrate at is around 5 hertz. This can fluctuate a little bit person to person, so a little bit higher up to 10 hertz, a little bit lower down to 3 hertz. So that's just, again, our vibrational state on average. But then looking at Mother Earth, she tends to vibrate at a 7.83 frequency or hertz. And this is actually called the Schumann resonance. So the Schumann resonance is actually like the heartbeat of Mother Earth.
Mother Gaia.
Yeah. And so when we take time to ground or be outside in nature, connect with Mother Earth, we are allowing our bodies to reconnect and adjust its vibration to its a more natural, a more calm sense of being when we allow our bodies to connect with Mother Nature. So that, in a nutshell, is why we wanted to talk about grounding today.
Yeah, and especially like at times of when you're in like a deep period of stress, your body goes into that fight or flight mode. It causes inflammation. Grounding has actually proven to assist with reducing inflammation.
So yeah, when we are grounding, so if we are in that fight or flight state, That sympathetic nervous system is just on fire. It's going a million miles a minute. Just the nervous system is on overdrive. And we may notice that we have some sensitivities to sound or light or being in a crowd. Just there's too much going on, and we just need that shutdown time, that quiet time, that reconnect with Mama Earth time. So when we actually take some time to, stand outside, acknowledge the beauty of nature around us, that can help us pull out of that fight or flight state and move us into the parasympathetic state of rest and digest.
Yep.
And, when we are constantly under stress, Shyra hit the nail on the head, we in turn create a lot of inflammation within our body. So a lot of our chronic illnesses are related to inflammatory processes. So cancer, high cholesterol, diabetes, anxiety,
depression.
Absolutely, depression. So mental health, GI system issues like IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. There's most of our disease processes are related to some form of inflammation going in the body. So when we start to recognize that our stress is maintaining at a high level, because if we have little bits of stress, this can be a positive thing, right? It can be a motivational thing to get us moving, make some changes, take a look at ourselves and reevaluate. But when it's a constant state of stress, we are promoting disease or dis-ease within our body.
Yeah. And it's great for practicing that ability to get into a healthier mindset as well. There's tons of visualizations that you can do, and as we practice and as we continue to want to teach, is that visualizations and thoughts, as we all talked about before, thoughts create your reality. And so this is also something that you can practice when it comes to trying to practice grounding, also known as earthing.
There's a really great documentary on YouTube, like the full movie is on there. It's called the Earthing Movie, and we'll link it down below. But it's a phenomenally interesting video documentary about grounding and connecting to Earth, and it lays out a whole bunch of different studies on the impacts of earthing or grounding in the body. And these effects range from improvement in the nervous system, in the cardiovascular system, like I said, in the autonomic nervous system, so the sympathetic versus the parasympathetic, the circulatory system, and then also on that spiritual level, being able to connect with spirit, source, God, whatever you want to call all.
You guys want to do a grounding meditation?
Yes.
Let's do a grounding meditation. Okay. So, please feel free to use this at any time, and you can also pause and get yourself into a place where you're comfortable.
If you're driving,
don't
just take note of this for later.
Let's not close your eyes and stuff while you're driving. But this is something that you can practice at home, or just at least to get you started. Again, always remember there is no perfect way to meditate. Anybody can just pick it up as a easy starter kit and manipulate it however you want to. Whatever gets your brain going, right? So, or your thoughts going.
Or calm.
Right.
Get your brain calm.
Get your brain calm, centered. So what I like to do when I practice grounding is I just like to close my eyes, take at least minimally 3 deep breaths in through the nose, and then out through the mouth. Some people like to hold their breath. I don't normally, not very long at least, but again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Amazing. We're going to do this one more time. In through the nose. Fill up that belly. Out through the mouth. All right. Again, just kind of move your body around just very slightly. Make sure that you're comfortable. You feel centered. And then what I'd like you to do is start by imagining that your toes have become roots. And these toe roots are going all the way down, down, down. Doesn't matter if you're on a top floor of a high rise or if you're actually on the ground itself, just using that visualization. Your toes have become these roots, and it's penetrating through every floor beneath you, every surface beneath you, going all the way down into Mother Earth, all the way down to her core. I want you to visualize that the core of Mother Earth is this beautiful white ball of light, and it's just spinning in every single direction, and it's pulsating at the same time. And your roots are wrapping around this beautiful ball of light all the way around, intertwining, moving with it. And that white light is shooting straight up on your toe roots, all the way back up into your body. And it starts into your feet, and it comes up through your ankles, and it comes up to your calves, and it covers your knees and your thighs and your pelvis and your lower back and your tummy, and it's working all the way up into your chest, and it's covering into your arms, all the way down to the tips of your fingers, and it's wrapping around your heart, and it's helping your heart be calm and steady. It's going up into your throat and into your cheeks and your jaws and your ears. It's wrapping around your eyes, into the temples of your head, into your forehead, into the top of your head. And then it's shooting straight up into the sky, all the way up into the sky, all the way into space, as far as you can imagine, galaxy past galaxy, connecting with Source. And then as it reaches Source, Source sends that same white bright light and matches the Earth's light, and it shoots it straight back down. And these two lights connect, and they intertwine, and they blend, and they cleanse every single one of your auras, all of your chakras, and it beats brighter and brighter and brighter, and it just penetrates out from your body. And this exercise, doing this, cleansing your body all the way through from your head to your toes, up and down in every motion, and it starts to align all of your chakras, and they start to spin, and each chakra starts to spin in synchronicity, giving yourself balance. And I want you to take a nice deep breath in, and then exhale. All right, then you can open your eyes and start to wiggle your toes and your hands. You might notice that the colors are a little bit different. Maybe you've got some blue hints. Maybe you see bright white. Maybe you see purple. Those are the different colors of energy coming back within. All right.
Well, that was beautiful, Shyra.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Thank you so much for guiding us through that. Again, if you're driving and couldn't do that with us right now, save this, go back, use it anytime you need. You can do this when you're, stressed, when you recognize some stress coming on, when you just need to refocus on this now moment. Go ahead. Take time to yourself and visualize these things to connect with Mother Earth. And again, you don't have to be outdoors to do this. So you don't have to have an outdoor space that's private or anything like that. You can do this in your own home. But if you do have the opportunity to get outside, other ways that we can ground is taking your shoes off. Go stand barefoot in the grass. Feel the dirt in between your toes and the single blades of grass sticking up between your toes, and wiggle your toes in there and feel the coolness from the earth. Recognize the breeze through the trees, looking at the different leaves and the details in the bark, and any flowers that are nearby, smelling the scents in the air. Use those senses and bring yourself back to this moment. And by God, I swear by it, go hug a tree. I did it this morning on my walk. I totally did. There's these massive trees near our house, and I just stood outside and stood up looking at the incredible structure from the roots, from the base of the tree upwards, just seeing that golden ratio of spirals of the different limbs of the tree. It's really just breathtaking to take a moment to acknowledge how incredible nature is, how incredible Mother Earth is to do all these things without quote unquote intelligence, which is something to be argued. But just naturally making all these beautiful formations, this beautiful vibration that we can connect to allow us to reduce our own stress levels, to reduce the inflammation and dis-ease within our body, our mind, and our spirit. So this is another form of self-care.
Yes,
Take
it is.
your time. Take care of yourself.
Exactly. I like to also do a lot of the meditation practice while I'm in the shower, doing that grounding while I'm in the shower.
Yes.
And imagining that water is cleansing all of the stress and if there's any sadness and like all of that, in that it's going back into the earth, and Mother Earth is taking it and transmuting it to being more within light and positivity. So that's something that you can also do. Again, it's that visualization that really captures the thoughts, right? That helps transmute those thoughts and helps brings your entire internals into more alignment and reducing that type of inflammation we were talking about.
So yeah, I mean, just again, using this to reduce our stress. And I want to acknowledge that a lot of our stress comes from points of time that are not present. So being worried about not having done something right in the past, or I would have done it differently had I thought faster, or I would have rebutted this way. And in the future, I'm worried about the what ifs, what if this happens or that, or all these things that may or may not be within our control. And when we can take a moment to step out of the past and the future and get back into the now, we can, really help to reduce a lot of that negative impact that we're having on our body. So
like a quick reset.
Yeah.
Like a reset button.
Yeah. So again, reset your, like, just if you're walking by a tree, put your hand on it. Like that right there is no matter how brief, taking a moment to acknowledge the beauty and the gratitude of being here with nature and bringing us back into this present moment, out of that fight or flight state. Take a couple of breaths and then move through your day. It doesn't take a lot of time, but you are worth all the time.
Absolutely. Beautiful. All right. Anything else that we can share with our audience?
We will be putting this maybe snippet of this grounded meditation as one of our freebies on our website. FYI, we've got a website now.
We have a website.
So it's really, really awesome. We've been working on it for several months, so we're super excited that we've launched this.
Yes.
We encourage you to go on there, join our community, check out more about us. We have messages channeled from Mount Glass, masters, teachers, guides, loved ones, Angel Self and Source.
Yay.
And journal entries that are expanding on the topics that we discussed during our episodes, and then also some merchandise that we've created.
Oh,
and
super fun about that.
Yay.
Yes. We even have onesies on it. It's so adorable.
So check that out today at lovealwaysself.com. If you have any questions or want us to talk about any topics, please, reach out to us IG or on Facebook. You can also email us at contact@lovealwaysself.com.
Yes.
And I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, loving, just filled with magic and nature kind of day.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great one.
And don't forget to love first,
love last,
and love always. Hey, listener, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us in this moment. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we look forward to it.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow to stay notified of new content from Love Always Self. If you have any questions or topics you'd like for us to discuss, please hit us up on any of our social media platforms linked in the show notes below.
I'm Karista.
And I'm Shyra.
And until next time, remember to love first,
love last,
and love always. Love Always Self podcast is meant for entertainment purposes only. We do not make any warranties about the completeness, reliability, and accuracy of the information presented in this podcast. Any action you choose to take upon the information in this podcast is strictly done so at your own risk, and we will not be held liable for any losses and damages in connection with the use of our podcast. Any and all medical concerns should be addressed with a licensed healthcare provider, as well as any questions that may be derived from the information discussed in this podcast.